Hello there and welcome to FX Street Currencies in Play, brought to you by Royal Financial Trading. I'm joined by Alessio Restani from leadingtrader.com. How are you today, Alessio?
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, well, let's get straight into it and look at the trending stories of the day, if we can.
Sounds good.
And we've got euro-dollar cautious ahead of ECB minutes, which I presume would be in a couple of hours' time. Dollar steady following FOMC, dead rather, I would say. Steady. Trump's G20 speech today in focus, and then dollar yen firmer on US yields, risk off deflates. Any particular highlights for you there?
Well, firstly, dollar yen is actually one of my favorite trades going forward. I think we have a setup here on dollar yen, but I actually have the opposite of that setup, as we'll see. I'm actually bullish on dollar yen as well.
Let's have a look at we've got the intro chart. We can see that at the moment.
Yeah, sure.
So we had a little bear trap there just below 112.90. Support zone, I suppose 112.90, 113, something like that. Bounced off 113.20 just now.
This is a 15-minute chart.
Yeah.
But if folks take a look at the daily and weekly time frames, I think the weekly time frame, you will see that. I think we're going to go to that. Yeah, and if you just zoom into that, Zach, just for So if you take a look, it appears that it would actually, if you draw like a sort of mini trend line on the right-hand side, it seems that consolidation pattern, potentially a wave 4 consolidation, is complete. I use a Elliott wave charting software, and according to that software, that bottom formed in May or June appears to be a wave 4 correction, which means that we're could be setting up for a wave 5 rally here, assuming that wave count is correct. So I'm actually remaining bullish on dollar yen going forward, and I think we could see maybe previous highs in dollar yen being retested, the previous 2017 earlier in the year highs.
Just have a quick look at the euro dollar ahead of the our friends at the ECB intraday. We've got the 50 minutes. I think we're just breaking towards breaking through the 113.50-60 zone there. Is that a special area for you, or are you looking for other triggers there for you?
Well, interestingly enough, I was looking for the dollar to have a stronger bounce than it did. Dollar, of course, being the inverse of the euro, but it didn't have much. But I would say this, though, if we take a look at the daily time frame, just for a quick, because I was looking at a daily yesterday, and it appears to have just basically what we're seeing in the euro at the moment is a reversion to the mean. So we've had a nice little rally there, end of June, and we just come back down to I think that's the 21 or the 8 period moving averages.
Right.
So that's what that little pullback or retracement is. I still remain bullish. I think the trend is your friend, and the momentum or the path of least resistance certainly on the euro is still higher, unless we see a break of structure, unless we see like the euro closing below 1.11, which I don't expect at the moment.
Okay, let's go on to the trade of the day if we can.
Okay.
One that I think I've got a sneaking suspicion you might disagree with, but an uptrend of dollar yen lost momentum after Fed's minutes indicated a slightly dovish tone. Focus on US jobs data on Friday to seek further direction, obviously, and then the yen moving in a range between 112.89 and 113.38, which is just breaking now. Divergence between the 14-period RSI and the price movement on the hourly chart. Sell dollar yen at 113.20, take profit at 112.80. Stop loss at 113.40. So at the moment, we're just waiting for that 113.20 to break.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a setup. Obviously, it's not the sort of setup I would use personally, but I think the risk reward probably justifies it. The trade. I don't think that it's likely. I think I think the path of least resistance on the dollar yen is still higher, and shorting this I think is too risky at the moment. And certainly, as this channel shows, if the strength in the dollar yen continues, we could see the upside of that channel being tested. What is your view on dollar yen?
Well, I think the channel there appears to be a bullish one. I do like though trades where you stop yourself into a position. So therefore, I mean, even if you're bullish on dollar yen, breaking 113.20, which is just held now in the last half an hour, you might be able to get 10, 20, 50, 40 points. So just in the same way, if it breaks 113.70, you might have momentum going through there. Let's move along to the next part of the show, trading positions, which is a combination of retail, banks, and everyone else, and brokers. So basically, it's the smart money,
and
the
money.
not so smart money, and the okay money, all amalgamated. So here they're more bullish. I think on the retail only, it's like.
Well, I think sorry to interrupt you, Zach, but I think the elephant in the room has got to be that one in the middle there, dollar CAD, 100% bullishness, or is that bearishness? Is it bearishness? 100% sell recommendations on dollar CAD. Now, I would say this. I think they're a bit late on the mark here, because on this show, I think it was, certainly on TIP TV, I mentioned some weeks ago that the smart money, the commercial hedgers, were betting heavily against dollar CAD because they were buying the Canadian dollar future. They're buying Canadian dollar. That is, of course, bearish for dollar CAD. So suddenly it seems that everyone now is jumping on the bandwagon of being bearish on dollar CAD. And I think personally, dollar CAD is oversold. I'll be looking, I wouldn't short necessarily dollar CAD now. I'd wait for a bounce. I would sell short into a rally. I think we got some, for example, if you put a 21 daily average on the chart, that would be a level I'd like to sell short into. But so I would take probably a disagreement on that dollar CAD bearishness right there, because I think it's overdue for a bounce there. What is your view on the other markets there?
Well, I mean, the dollar CAD, I think I remember it from when you highlighted it. And basically, I think we did sort of a joke that we could see people buying into that, and in fact, the people were already long up to the eyeballs of that market. So it was a strange thing, but it did pan out in the way that was expected. Otherwise, we've got any highlights there? 50-50 on.
Well, I'm just looking at the extreme sort of sentiment here. Nothing really hits the eyes here. 50-50 on euro sterling. It's about right. I don't see anything extreme here. Anything that's over 80, that's a red flag for me. But to me, this seems. Nothing really hits the eye here, to be honest.
Let's move along to the economic calendar. So at 11:30, which we've got the ECB monetary policy meeting accounts, 12:30 trade balance for May, and initial jobless claims. I assume this might be an hour out actually, but then we've got at 2 o'clock the GDP estimate for the UK, which Theresa May and others will be hoping that is not anywhere in negative territory. So I think we're sailing quite close to the with the wind on the economic front. That might hurt the pound later.
Yes, I mean, certainly as far as the ECB is concerned, they're going to be looking at whether there's still signs of tapering or winding down the monetary policy, the quantitative easing and all that. So certainly that was what was signaled by Draghi in the last meeting. So is that, what's your view on that?
Well, I think obviously he tries to signal it without saying it. So otherwise there'll be an explosion on the euro dollar to the upside. So it's going to be very, very subtle. I mean, it's very, very difficult for him now because they really want the euro to be lower, but it hasn't actually hurt the economy yet.
I should just say that according to the last COT report, the Commitment of Traders report that came out about a month ago, I believe it was, it showed that commercial hedgers, again, the smart money, are heavily bearish on the euro. They're actually selling short the euro. So that's something to keep an eye on. I think if that's the case, if commercial hedgers, smart money are bearish on the euro, let's see if that could impact the euro currency. I don't expect it, but something to keep an eye on.
Alicia Rustani from leadingtrader.com, thank you very much. That's it for FX Street Currencies in Play for today, brought to you by Royal Financial Trading.